all night. Heroes from across worlds stand and unite. No other foe or force can match their might. The once great people of this world now hide in fear. All chaos shaken by the power of sword and spear. The black-clad armies of the Dark One now draw near. But in the distance, the sergeant and the bear appear. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Legions of Romans stand and let their arrows fly. The roaring of dragons and machines fills the sky. Secret agents and the generals they defy. Swarms of orcs and samurai raise their banners high. In the wake of death, only one man stands alone. The sergeant raises his sword, high silver shone. He condemns the chaos the warlock is has sown. He stands longing for the day he may return home. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Until the war for the wellsprings is won, they will fight until there are none. But a hero will stand alone as one, and the bloodshed is finally done. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes are past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation, 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 to end the age of annihilation.
Welcome to ToV Live, all one of you watching. It is Valhalla time, it is time in which to paint because, well, y'all decided throughout the day today what I should do, and this got the most votes, so this is what we're going to do tonight. How about that? I listen to what the audience says. Oh, here, actually, I'll put these down here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ToV live stream tonight. I am Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla. Yes, I'm back after a little break this weekend. Went to a wedding of someone we may or may not know in the community. Mr. Joe Crazy had his wedding this past weekend, and me and my family drove out to New Jersey to attend said wedding, and really had a really good time. Was a lot of fun. It was great to see that ceremony and just hang out with Joe and his family and his friends. So yeah. But now we're back, and I gotta do something tonight. We do have a ToV podcast this Sunday, but I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what I want to do tonight. I'll leave it up to you, the audience, to decide. And the decision was painting, so that is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna show you what I've done so far. Like, I finished with all the Maro dividers that I had, and I already put. I think I put pictures of them in Discord. Pretty positive I put pictures of them in Discord. If I haven't, I'll double check, and if I haven't, I'll put some down. But I finished those, and those are already boxed away. Now I got to work on my Isonex even more so. And here, I just want to show you what I've been doing with it. These guys are incomplete, very, very incomplete right now. But for these Wraith Riders, instead of having like everything be like a silvery metal, I have some of it be silvery metal. Like you can see there, like this one, well, not this one here. Like I started on this one to do the silvery part, but then the ball that it's attached to, I'm actually giving it like a glittery, like it's an obsidian metal, kind of, to kind of show it that it's like separate from like the clutches of these claws a little bit, just to make it look like it's a different metal base. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now with that. But for tonight, I think I'll be working on mostly the Iron Lich, get some of the colorized metals on there. Like I put a coat on some part of the leggings, but I still need to do more. I need to do the same thing with the Hellforge. Still a lot of work to be done with these guys. But like with like I didn't want an orange or yellow or whatever. Wait, where's my? Yeah, the box reference here, you know, where it's like kind of yellow. I didn't want that. I didn't want the normal color for these guys. I wanted to have like a redder type paint for them. And it's like, actually I mixed a little bit of red paint, and this is from Cultcraft line of paints, and this is Rapture red, and then actually that's the wrong one. And I mixed it with how do you say that? Halcyon or something like that. It's a glittery gold basically, and mixed together, and so it creates kind of like a yellowish, still reddish though, portion on it, and gives it a little bit of a glittery appearance too. So like, and how I got glitter for this rolly ball here is that I have like a silver version of this, and so I mixed some black with silver, this glittery silver stuff, and it seemed to do a good job with that. So I still need to, I might put some more metal on this, metal looking stuff, like I said, metal silver with this gray stuff later, although I'm not going to paint too long tonight. But first I'm going to work on the red metal of these, and primarily Iron Lich tonight. So we'll get started with that, and here I'm going to have this box as a reference here. It's good to know, it's good to see where the colors should go as reference, even though you're probably not going to get everything 100% right all the time. All right, so now I said I did this red before, but I forget the volume of what I used, so this might take a minute to test out stuff. And since it is bigger stuff, I can use a wider brush using a number 5 paint. brush here. And okay, primarily I'm going to need a lot of red, but I need to put some gold down here too. Okay, yeah. Put some here. Make sure this comes out. Okay, nope. Okay. So I need to kind of probably not mixed well, but also I know I need a bit of paint here to complete that. So I hope everybody's doing good. Like from here in Kentucky to New Jersey, that is like a 12, 13-hour drive. Not counting stops, you know. It's it was long driving time. And that's one way, you know. So what is it? That's nearly 30 hours of driving for like the last from like last Thursday until Monday. Basically, we got back home Monday from that whole event. Although the really cool thing is we liked New Jersey a lot. We stayed, like, the place where they were having the wedding was on like the southeast part of the state, where it's just beaches and hotels. Obviously a touristy place, and we found a hotel that was mid-range, cheaper, but it was still really nice, and it overlooked the beach and all that. It was really nice. We liked it a lot, and to where it's like, okay, this is just a place that we're going to stay and turn into like a little mini vacation, really. And so that was nice. We needed a little bit of a break from things, you know. Okay, yep, okay, yeah, there's that glittery gold, so I think that'll do. Yeah, I need a... Where is my... Oh, can I do this? Okay. Alright, so let's get to this. Still need to go over all this stuff again. This brush is probably way too much paint on it. And so what I was going to say is that my son is very much into marine wildlife. He talks about it all the time, like whales, sharks, gets books on it. That's all he ever thinks about. So what we did on Sunday, so that's the day after the wedding, was we went whale watching on a boat out into the ocean to see if can spot a whale, because my son, 6-year-old, he's never seen a whale in real life, and I mean, he draws them for crying out loud. So it's like, well, let's see if we can get you on a boat and find one. So we got on this boat, and actually here, I actually have a brochure here. There it is. See, Cape Ma Whale Watch. And they have like that boat there, and so we saw dolphins. We saw like a nearly newborn baby dolphin that was fluttering about in the water, and then went out further out to sea, and I believe everybody saw a humpback whale, besides myself, because I ended up getting seasick. So yeah, there was that. But hey, my son saw a whale. That's the most important thing, you know. And after that, just driving back home, and it's taken a day or two. I'm still actually kind of sleepy tired. Just to reorient yourself back to home life, really. Okay, I think this brush is still a little too large. I think I need to get a smaller brush. So what I'm going to do is just get the last bit of paint off it. And then switch to a smaller brush. And if I know everybody voted for tonight, so I was hoping that I might get some people chatting with me. But if that turns out not to be the case too much, I might just go for, let's see here, where are we at? Like 17 minutes. I might go until like 10:30 Eastern at the latest, and then just call it a night. Maybe even earlier. I mean, I know I want to do a bit of this, but it's a lot better when you're having a conversation with somebody, you know. And if you're not, then it becomes a little bit boring. And I in no way am any type of Heroscape painter here, you know. Actually, you know how I prefer painting? This is why I don't usually paint in live stream, because I like to paint like where I have a lot brighter light on me than I do currently, and to where I'm just listening to something like a podcast or music or something, and that helps things go by so much faster. But I guess right now we'll just continue to try and do what we can do to the limited audience I have. Yeah, I just want to make sure that everything is functional here. That nope. Okay. Yep. Just we happy few here, and no comments. Okay. I was just making sure that was the case. Anywho, so when it comes to these Isonex, like I said, I'm just doing my best to paint as best as I can. Yeah, I think this brush is actually too small. I mean, this is for like, you know, the small areas. So I'll get what I can here. I'll get what I can. Like I said, this iron mesh it definitely needs a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work, but I definitely don't want like a yellow or orange bit with it. Okay, yeah, okay. A little bigger brush here. I really want to get red on this. Actually, what I can do, since there doesn't seem to be much audience conversation at the moment, I think what I'll do is I will play some ToV. And then just keep on painting while doing that. But I'll keep my microphone on. Yeah, first I'm gonna pause that, and let me get season 3 up here.
My name.
Turn it down a little bit. And I'm gonna actually fast forward it to
Always be prepared for
Right
everything.
about there. Oh, actually, no. Let me get a. Yeah, okay. Let's just go right there.
The Lieutenant Dan is in their territory. They will surrender
Just
to
look
me,
at what's
knowing full well I will annihilate them.
I really need to rewatch what I've done.
Here we go again.
Sometime. It's amazing that it's been years since doing that.
What? Not you, shotgun.
Oh, and I know there's one reason why I wanted
They
to
kind of look like. What do they look like again?
kind of show this as well, is because
Like the soldiers behind you.
in the desert there's a scene to where you have like the characters cross the canyon. And here, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to move this over here. You have our intrepid heroes cross the canyon at some point in the beginning of an episode, and that canyon was one of the biggest sets that I built for the entire series.
We are not invading
When I
your
mean
territory.
biggest, I mean
Yeah, it's more like we're just passing through.
it took all the available terrain pieces, nearly all of them that I had, to make it, to make that set. And I recorded myself building it, but I have yet to actually release a recording of that build. I knew I didn't have time to edit any of it, so I just stored it away, archived it, and just thought, okay, whenever I have time to edit it, I'll bring it out and do it. Well, I finally brought it out, and I'm beginning to work on it. It's a lot of footage, and it took nearly a week to build that set, just to build it. Not to mention the animating,
Are you hungry?
and then
Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
and then all the editing having to do with it as
I
well.
am the one asking the questions. What is this quest agenda has you on? Now, or he dies.
Excuse me, Miss Angry Kyrie? Lady?
What?
You do know that there's an army of Morrow camped south of us, right?
I suppose that is no secret.
This scene,
That is why I'm here with my
the Empress, insulting the Empress. I felt that's an important thing to do, and that's actually, if you
That's
guys
nice,
don't
but one thing.
Will you just shut up?
realize,
They
that
followed
is a
me,
plot
and they're already
thread
surrounding
that
us.
remained
Gosh,
open
What did you
for the end
expect?
of season 3. Like, they insulted the Empress is mad at them, but nothing else ever came for that, so if they ever run across the Empress again in future seasons, that grudge, especially if they're elite, may still stand and might cause some contention or story interest between them in the future. So that is one plot thread I did not close. It's one of the battle scenes that was pretty fun to animate, because you had like Henderson running through the crowd, which is about to happen in a second. The crowd of just like these Kiri, these Einar Kiri, and Mara Drudge just fighting each other, so they gotta basically fight for the crowd.
Follow me, guys.
Right behind you.
It was definitely a fun one to animate. There you go. Boom, 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 boom.
I kill all 4 of us. You're the one who knocked her down, Henderson. You can't stop being a klutz for 5 seconds, can you? And now you caused an international incident. Can we talk about this later?
Hurry up, you fool.
Yeah. Do not scare us like that.
Let's keep on moving.
Okay, I'm going over there this time, but I should stay where I'm like. Now, I am definitely no Heroscaper. Or any other top painter for that matter.
Let's take a quick break.
I'll do
We
what
need
I can
to-
do. if I were to like use Isonex in the future for any animation, it would probably not be these ones that I'm painting.
We have
It
two
would
prime
probably
elementals
be
now.
ones that I would
Where are
get,
the others?
and like I would
Korok
probably
has the fire one.
get some
I
more
think he joined
and
forces
have
with the Morrow.
a
Oh
painter
wait, yes,
really paint them
a
up
creepy
and
Morrow
have
with 4
them
legs.
Four
look
legs?
really nice for the
No,
camera. You
it
know.
couldn't be. She's supposed to be dead.
Kimoshi was killed by Drake Alexander. Could she have escaped
definitely
death
not.
somehow?
The fire elemental is
good.
out for rescuing at the moment. The last one would be the prime Earth, and we can sense it a few days' journey northeast from here.
We can sense the Earth too.
Earth is hiding.
And we should get running.
No complaints here.
Let's go.
Okay. So I'm gonna get here.
Did you see them? Are they going?
Yes, they escaped.
There's so much to
I
paint.
sense
in
they are
these
heading
figurines.
towards the desert.
Absolutely crazy. Hello, Meloman Studios. There, we got comment. First comment of the night. How you doing? Actually, was playing season 3 because everything seemed just kind of going slow there in the chat. So I'm just like, well, I need something to talk about.
Welcome, soldiers of
So how are we doing on this Wednesday night? Here, let me pause season 3 a second. So how are we doing? I was mentioning that this past weekend, and the reason why I wasn't streaming on Sunday is because last weekend Sir Joe Crazy got married, and me and my wife and my son were there to take part or witness the ceremony and celebrate the union of the very happy couple of Joe and Jill. Doing good. Good. In order to do that, we had to drive all the way out to New Jersey from Kentucky, and so driving there and back, that was like a near almost 30 hours of driving, really. So, and we didn't get home until Monday, basically. Major Midnight asked him how much Heroscape was involved in the wedding. Actually, not too much. I wore like me, my wife, my son wore blue to represent the ToV colors, but also the wedding colors were actually blue and orange. And in their ceremony, especially Joe's, what do you call them? Like vows, because they had written their own vows. And they also did the traditional vows too, but they first said their own vows. And Joe gave a very interesting talk on the importance of their colors, orange and blue, which was really nice. It was very sweet. And so was able to witness that, and it was my first time in New Jersey, my family's first time in New Jersey, but practically. But what was really cool too is when we got to the ceremony there before it got started. I mean, it was on the beach. It was on the beach there, and we came walking up to where we had to sit down, and on these loudspeakers you could hear Halo music playing, and I was like, well, I know, unless some other nerd is getting married here on the beach, I'm pretty sure this is where we need to be. What else? He also had Avengers music play too. I'm just like, yep, okay, we're in the right spot. And I'm just like, you know, it's not every day you go to a wedding and hear like Avengers music playing, the Halo music playing. That was kind of fun. But yeah, so yeah, we stayed in New Jersey for that weekend, and that was on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I took my son. Me and my wife took our son whale watching because my son is very, very interested in whales and sharks, but he's never seen a real whale in person. And so we got on a boat and like a chartered whale watching boat, and my son was able to see his first humpback whale. So that was fun. He absolutely loved that. So yeah, Major Midnight. Not much Heroscape was involved in with the wedding, but I do know that some of one of Joe's friends, I was sitting next to in the friends table, and I was just introducing myself, and he was introducing himself, and then he's like, wait a second, he's like, you're Tales of a Hell, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, I'm a fan. I'm like, oh, cool. Always cool to meet a fan. Hey there, you got Joey Ranieri, aka Lieutenant Dan, there in the chat, looking good, right? Yeah, you know, I don't know how long this is going to take me to do. I'm perfectly honest. But hey, I'll show again. I was showing it earlier, but here, this is what I was kind of doing with the Wraith Riders here. Instead of putting like a yellow or orange, it's actually red. It's glittery type red on the guy, and then the balls that they roll on, instead of making it silver, I kind of mixed like a glittery silver with black to where it's kind of like a glittery obsidian type hard surface, you know, Palantir type material for it, so you can have a distinct separation between that and the other metals here on the miniature. So this is kind of what I'm doing with Wraith Riders. It's probably what I'll do with these guys as well. It's just going to take me some time. Melman Studios, I would love to see some whales and dolphins in person. Yeah, we saw some dolphins too. We actually got seasick on the boat. Don't feel too bad for me. I'm one of those things. I mean, with my intestinal problems, sometimes that happens. Nice shirt, Exploding Armis. Yeah, you should know, Joe. That's your quote. But yeah, I got seasick. But before I got completely seasick to where I had to lay in the fetal position for most of that voyage, yeah, I was able to. We saw some dolphins, and like a nearly newborn, like a 2-day-old baby dolphin. You can tell it was newborn because it was a very animated, excited little marine mammal there. Out there. So yeah, no, it was a great experience for my son. And even though, you know, I was sick for a lot of that, I was just happy with the fact that my son was enjoying himself. So that was the important thing, and I knew as soon as we docked, I was gonna feel okay. So. Major Midnight, almost like the Headless Horseman. What, the Wraith Riders? I don't know what that reference is supposed to mean. I think the Wraith Riders. But yeah, well here, okay. Now that we have like a little bit of a crowd here, I think we're just gonna turn season 3 off, and we can keep on chatting a little bit. Okay, yeah, we still have time. All right. So yeah, I'm focusing on Iron Lich tonight. I might come over here and do a little bit of the Hellforge as well. But I do have to use up all the red paint here. So I'm gonna get what I can get here for the Iron Lich. For some reason, I don't know why this red isn't staying on good, but sometimes it just requires like more than one coat usually, so that's okay. Gotta learn. Yeah, Major Man says, yeah, the riders look like looks like pumpkin for the head. Yeah, I mean, it is like a red, but I also mixed like a little bit of glittery gold in the red to kind of make it like glitter, much like the balls here, because I definitely don't want orange or yellow. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's just the way the camera's looking at it. It is actually pretty red. It is pretty red. Although with a little yellow, it probably does make it kind of oranges, but it's not like a bright orange. It's meant to be a dark, kind of rusty type of reddish. And if I need to like paint a little bit more red on it, just to give it a highlight, I will in the future, whenever I can. You know, the last time I painted something, painted these, I don't know, maybe like once in the past month. It's like I don't have a lot of time. Although, I mean, my son's starting to paint his bugs. Yeah, it looks kind of rusty. Yeah, exactly. That's what I kind of wanted to give, because, I mean, according to lore, these guys have been kind of like rotting in space before Revna picked them up. So, no, I don't know if, like, this type of metal rusts in space, but, you know, just the kind of the vibe I have with them. Let's see, okay. I guess I can do that. And there's certain spots on the embarrassed endless horseman. What kind of paint do I use here? I can show it again. Here, hold on. This comes from Cultcraft line of paints. You have to like type that out. Let's see here. Yep. I don't know if you can see that, but www.cultcraft or yeah, cvltovcpop.com. I know, not tough, but you can look up Cultcraft paints and find them online. Jason like gifted me these paints like years ago, and then I ended up getting a little bit more too, like a year ago. But no, Jason gave me some of these paints like about 5 years ago or so, and it's taken this long to actually start using them. But and this, I mean, I'm using these types of paints for these, but usually, if not these, like for simpler like 3D prints, like for like 3D printed paints, I'm using just some acrylic paint that like different color acrylic paint that I bought like off Amazon for the simple stuff. But when I'm trying to get fancy, like with these Isonex or a little bit of the dividers that I painted up, I like to mix some of these special paints. You know, I'm gonna use them sometime. guess I should discuss too for a second. So Renegade Con coming up is going to be on June 6th. And unfortunately, I will not be able to do a live stream that day because during that weekend it's my son's birthday. So I've already made plans to do things with him, family and stuff. So unfortunately, for this time, I'm not going to be doing like any streaming or any ToV stuff for that weekend. Total blackout for me, unfortunately. But what I'll do is like the Wednesday after, I will do a first look at everything that they introduce, and then we'll do a podcast the Sunday after that weekend, and do an overview of everything. All right, Sir Ranieri, Sir Lieutenant Dan. You have a good night too. Let's hear what time's it. I'll probably go for like another half hour or so, and then be done for tonight. And then this Sunday we have a ToV podcast that we're gonna do, and then we can talk to whoever is with us on that podcast this Sunday. But yes, you take care, Joe. All right. Well, this is looking slightly better. Well, not slightly better. This stuff is looking slightly more red. And the trouble is too that the light from my lamps aren't great to actually see everything. This is the way I go. Y'all voted to paint for me to paint, so I do what the audience has requested. But I'm not great at painting live. Just I'm better off, painting. But like I said, it's just I'm not going to be doing any type of painting that's like very, very professional while I'm streaming, because it really takes a lot of focus, and I like listening to music or podcasts or something while I'm doing it, and have kind of really good lighting and not like hunched over like this painting for the most part. Not complaining, by the way, not complaining. I don't mind doing it when streaming, because that makes me practice doing it. But I'm definitely not going to complete anything while streaming. So yeah, I don't know. Before I wrap up tonight, I do have actually a couple of photos on the pipe for when we went to New Jersey, and some photos of the wedding if you guys want to see that before I wrap tonight. Just let me know, and I can show that before I sign off, because I don't think I'll have time to do that on Sunday. Let's see, already my back is like, oh. Yeah, okay, give me a second. But I know I want to finish all this red paint. I don't want this to dry up or anything. Sorry. I need to drink something. Okay. Did it hurt my hand? Probably. Alright. Just gonna get red here. Doesn't have to be everywhere. Match up, because I'll just end up painting through all of it again. You just gotta think, okay, simple. Be as simple as possible. Okay, Meloman Studios. All right, so I'll do that once I finish up with this red here, all that I have in here. I will bring them out and just show you all a couple of snapshots that I have prepared. Yeah, but let's see. Oh, hey Justin, I'm here to listen as I prime some of my own minis. Would have joined on time, but got a call from my brother, and family comes first. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, glad you can join in, Justin. No, I was just saying, you know, that when I wrap up in about 20 minutes or so, or as soon as this paint is done, I will show some of the pictures from the trip to New Jersey, where me, my wife, and my son attended Sir Joe Crazy's wedding. It was a really fun weekend. Never been to New Jersey before, and the area where they had their wedding, it was right on the beach, and it was like you could tell it was a tourist area, but it wasn't in season, so you can tell that literally thousands of people could stay and be there at all these like hotels and everything. But at this time last weekend, the tourist season hadn't started yet, so everything was like pretty quiet, and it was so nice. I mean, it wasn't that hot. I mean, and it was really, really windy, but I didn't mind it being cooler. I really didn't. I'll trade the temperature being a little bit cooler over, you know, not having a lot of people to navigate through. So, yeah, we enjoyed it. All right. What else can I do here? Let's see. I can get finer brushes some other time here. So if I were gonna say, if during Gen Con, if I were to use Iron Lich for tournaments, this would probably be the one I use. So hopefully I have everything painted up by then. Or I can just use like a uncompleted painted miniature. I don't think it matters too much to fight. At least I'll know which one's mine. You know. Excuse me. Okay, get still a lot of red here. Justin says, I got the bears and Ison figures to paint. I don't have a deadline, but it would be fun to have them painted before my next store championship on May 31st. Well, yeah, that's if you got time in your hands, sir, hopefully you can do it. I've been working on these Isonex for well, ever since I got them. So that's been a number of months, and I'm still like, I don't know when I'm gonna finish with them. But at least something is on them, you know. Do have some paint on them. I'm just gonna sit back a second so you can still see me on the corner there with Z paints, because I just need to lean back because leaning forward does really do a number on my back. Let's see, just as am I planning to animate with figures I painted or continue to use pre-painted and figures painted by Heroscape? More than likely, I'm painting the Isonex just themselves to well, to get good, and I'm not as afraid of painting Isonex as I would the other miniatures. Now, as far as like these Isonex, would I use them for animating? Probably not. I don't know how good they would look. Like, say, the Morrow dividers that I painted, I definitely probably would use those for animating because I did a good job with them. But most of the stuff I paint probably will not see the light of day in the camera. I'd probably stick to Roguescaper, because Roguescaper is a gem of a friend who is willing to do a lot of that painting stuff for me to help out, you know, a bit. So yeah, that's it. If it looks good, I might use it. If not, then no. It's one of those play it by ear type things, I think. Okay, there's this whole other area here that I can put red on. Funny, you paint so many areas, but then you realize, oh, I missed a spot. So yeah, for me, painting these Isonex was kind of like, in order to get good, you have to do, you know, you have to do it yourself. And I had an idea already for how I would want them to look, and so I'll do it and see how they do. But I don't think it's going to be anything as fancy as some of the other painters have done. They're just definitely way out of my league when it comes to painting, which is fine. Can't be good at everything. Okay, we're getting down to, see what time is it? Okay. Getting down to, we're almost running out of time, but I'm also almost running out of paint, so that's good. Everyone starts at the same place. Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm in here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can grab real quick. Yeah, they're right here. See, my son, like I said, his ball of bugs here. That's his work. Now, I try not to force him to paint, although he's got to end up finishing it with painting the teeth and on it, and he doesn't want to tackle that yet, but he did, like, you know, paint paint blue because that's what he saw. And I mean, we'll give it a wash, and it'll be fine for him. But I mean, this is what he did to the big ball of bugs, and then like here's the other, you know, ones that he painted blue, and he picked the color of what he wanted to do with it, and And eventually he'll get the teeth painted on. And then when he gets that all painted on, we'll start throwing some dice around and see how he actually plays the game. Because once you start painting and making your own stuff, you become a little bit more invested in actually playing it. So we'll see how that goes. He might enjoy it, he might not. So whatever he decides is ultimately, you know, up to him, which is fine. I know a lot of things he does, he just wants to do because his dad is, you know, doing it. So that's fine, but I don't want to force him either. Hero Guy, hey, what up? Glad I was able to catch a bit of the stream finally. Hopefully I'll be working on the bug ball a bit tonight. Yeah, I just showed a little bit of my son's bug ball that he was working on. And let's see, I'm probably going to be Hero Guy here for just a little bit longer, because I'm almost out of paint here for this particular Iron Lich Isonek. I'll have to go over all this stuff with the red again, but glad I can get most of this on here. Actually, I can probably get this on the chest part too. I think I remember the skin tone for some of these guys. Like, that's important as well. Oh, okay, so go along with the jawline here. Teeth. The grin of the Iron Lich reminds me of like the Batman Who Laughs in Batman comics. It's almost the same type of like Joker type grin. Okay. So we'll definitely need to go with some more red on this in the future. Right now it's just a splash, but you definitely need to find that later. I know I'm missing spots. It's like, it's amazing when you think you have everything covered, and then, oh wait, there's another nook and cranny that I need to paint. Here. Let's see here. That's a great color for the Iron Lich. Yeah, I also did a little bit for the Wraith Riders too. Here, hold on a second. I'll show it. It's a little bit of red here. Where's the bottles? Like Craft line of paints, Rapture red, and a little bit of House Scion, like a glittery gold from Craft line of paints. Just mix them a bit together so there's like a little bit of a gold glitter. And hopefully it comes across, because I really like it red. I mean, red tends to be my kind of my favorite color, and I definitely didn't want it to be yellow or orange. I wanted it to be a little bit grittier look on these guys, and so definitely wanted to go for more of a reddish, like rust, almost rusty, like reddish, rusty in space type of feel for them. Yes. For some of these paints, for like the ones that I really want to do a good job on, I use Cultcraft, which my friend Jason gave me a long time ago, a set of these paints, and I ended up getting more from them. But for like 3D printed stuff, I I got some acrylics from Amazon, you know, just regular acrylics, and just use acrylic, simple acrylic paints for a lot of like the 3D printed stuff I use. So it depends. It depends on what I'm using. Anyway, all right. So I got mostly on this red. Okay, I'm just gonna put some red real quick on the Hellforge here. Just whatever I haven't used up on it yet. And I just splash some red on here. Definitely gonna need more in the future. Can you imagine when this Hellforge has like the red on here? That's gonna be an interesting take on it. But we'll do more of that. Some of that. I'll show more of it probably some other time. Because currently out of red. All right. What do we have? 1017. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna take here. I gotta find the right paints here. I'll take a little bit of the silver and paint just a little bit more silver on the metal part of some of these Wraith Riders for just a minute, and then we'll look at some Joe Crazy wedding photos. How about that? Hold on. Hold on. Need to find me silver. Yep. Vanguard. Okay. And here, guys, says, took me until I started painting the Hellforge that I saw the little guy driving him. The little guy. What I'm talking about? What little guy? Oh, you mean just this, like this one here on the top part, right? Yeah. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's something up there. It's really weird, but yeah, it's definitely has like muscle and bone there on the top of it. Justin saying Kentucky's Eastern Time Zone. Part of Kentucky is, and I am on the Eastern Time Zone part. All right. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to do this for a couple minutes, and then we'll look at photos. Then I gotta call it a night because I still need sleep. Like I said, driving almost 30 hours this past weekend wears you out a bit. Here. All right. Let me get some of this. So again, Cult Craft line of paints. And this is not coming out good here. This is why I keep a needle on me so I can poke into something like this to stop the clog. There. And then I'm going to take a very tiny paintbrush and just do some of this here. And I love the silver of this too. It's so nice. See here, just says I'll be driving 9 hours this weekend, round trip to see Alan Jackson in concert. Nice. Washing machine of doom, says Hero Guy. Moments too. It looks like a big washing machine to me. Yeah, it's well, definitely Definitely has the agitator part of it for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, top middle is a robot torsion and arms. Feel like I haven't seen that emphasized in Renegade Paint Job. Ah, yeah, I see. I see, said the blind man to the deaf dog. Okay. Let me just get a little bit of this. Now I know if you want to get like very, very like accurate painting, you need tiny, tiny brushes. So I am getting some of those to have more accurate paints. I just don't know how detailed I want to get, you know. Because sometimes you get a little too detailed and then you end up just doing a terrible job when like simple is usually so much better. And I take that from experience from animating, you know, things. Sometimes doing simple things is a lot more effective than extravagant things. Okay, sorry that I'm so quiet for a second. This does take a little bit of concentration. You need to be very, very precise on this. Although I can't wait to add like the blue to it, like the whatever that precious thing that they have to quarry out that makes them alive. That'll probably be one of the last things I paint on these things too. See something. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, what time is it? Okay, so I just need to make sure I use up all this fun glittery stuff. And then we will move on to pictures. where's his other one here? Okay. I have to do more details in this later. Some other time. I mean later, I don't mean like I get off here and then I'm gonna do more painting. Nope, I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, let's get. I just like how this stuff looks. Yeah, but I'm gonna again sit back, do this because again my back is starting to stretch and annoy me a little bit. It would be cool if I like plastered like on these roly-poly balls like some type of like blood type stains, and it doesn't have to be, it could be different types of red, it could be red blood, it could be green blood, it could be different types of bloods, just kind of smear them to make it look like they're like rolling over just whatever comes into their path and just like squashes like bugs or anything. I think that might be a nice touch to do that. Oops. Oh, now I did it. That's what happens when you're in a hurry. Okay, so I did a little bit of this, did a little bit of that. Still got to do more. Yeah, okay. Also, let me get. Just trying to get this enough. He's got a knife. He's got a knife. I might do something different, but again, don't want to complicate things too much. If most of the stuff is going to be silver, that's fine. I'm not going to be too much in the way of detail. Here, let me try something here. I just need to find a way to get rid of this silver stuff as quickly as possible because we're running out of time now. And I want to show pictures because I said it would, so hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on to your hats, folks. Yeah, I like how this silver metal is though. It's very nice. It's very nice here. I just want to make sure I'm not gonna waste any of it, so I'm just putting it on where I can put it on quickly. Here a guy says, I'm gonna add a ripped up Maro Nagreb to my queen. Oh, nice. What color would Maro blood be? That is an interesting question. I mean, I just look at the wound tokens and definitely not like red blood. Maybe like, I usually use the darker blood for the bad guys when I'm animating. That is a good question though, for just like realism. What color would Mara blood be? And I'm sure actually this has already been thought of and talked about. It would be interesting because it'd probably be kind of toxic, maybe. So my imagination would be like kind of like green or yellowish. You know, would be kind of cool. Like bright green or bright yellow. Like, and just thinking like swamp-like. But I might ask Jeremy, because Jeremy might know a bit about that lore better than me. Okay, come on, I'm trying to use all this up. Justin says, ask Jeremy. I go with green, but that's just a personal choice. Yeah, for me it'd be like a bright green or bright yellow. Actually, I almost go with yellow. But yeah, it's something when I talk to Jeremy. I know Jeremy is a very, very busy guy. But if I get around to talk to him, I'll try to remember to ask about that. But for personal preference, Hero Guy, Melmaster, I'm thinking like purplish greenish. Yeah, I was gonna say purple too because there's a little bit of that with like the Drudge, you know. But if it's like bright, almost something that's kind of like, I don't know if it'd be considered decaying or not, because Maro were almost like Heroscape's answer to zombies before the zombies end up showing up. Okay, I like how that looks on it. Okay, going to paint the hand mic. Okay. We're almost done. Then we're gonna go to pictures, and then I'm gonna show the pictures for a minute, and then call it a night. See, look how the glitter stands on that. I like how that silver goes on that. That's really, really nice. Okay, just make sure I got every side here. It would surprise me if I've missed a side. Just checking. I don't think I got every side. I think I'm good. Okay, so this folks is what we have so far. Here. And I know there's still a lot more fine-tuning involved with these guys for sure. Can't waste a drop. Can't waste a drop of paint. Not even a smidge. The silver really brings out the face and the eyes too on this. Oh wow. Just adding a little bit left on the top of Iron Lich there. And that really stands out, the silver on the top there. That really does. All right. So now, before we close for tonight, let us show some photos, shall we? Let's see here. Here, guys. I feel like it could change between unit as well. Yeah, why not? Let your imagination flow with that. Like Drudge would have purple, purple, Stinger's green. Warriors could be blue because water clone. Yeah, I would say so. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring up here photos here. And okay, you guys ready to see a little bit of the trip we took last weekend? Here, let me get rid of this. And here we are. So that is the Atlantic Ocean there. It's very, very, very nice. And that's my son dancing in the beach in the waves. So we ended up walking quite a lot because, like I said, we've never been in this place before. So it's like Joe's wedding wasn't until late in the afternoon last Saturday. So we decided just in the morning and early afternoon to walk around everywhere. I ended up walking like 6 miles, 4+ hours. I ended up getting like really, really, I know you can't tell, but got nearly burnt from the sun because I don't get enough sun, guys. I really don't. I'm stuck in a cave most of the time. But that is wait a second. Okay, and I know these aren't in sequence, so they're just going to come as they go. But there you go. There's Joe. There's Jill, and Jill's brother officiated the wonderful event. See, it's just right up there on the beach. Ain't that lovely? And it was really nice. And like I said, before like the whole wedding march happened and everybody was waiting for everybody to show up, Joe had playing in the background Halo music, Avengers music, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is the type of wedding I want to go to, you know. And then okay, and this is yours truly and my missus, my wife. There we were in my ToV blue colors, you know. There, and then again me, my wife, my kiddo. There, and this is after the ceremony, and just a little inside the hotel selfie after the wedding happened there. And again, me and my fam. This is when we arrived in New Jersey, and we decided to go on the beach again. It was cold. It wasn't that warm. It was pretty cold and windy there on the beach, but we didn't care. It was we were enjoying it, just getting out together. And then okay, and there's a wide shot. And we are on Joe's side. There, this was Joe's side, the groom side, and then the bride side is of course the other side there. You got Joe, Jill there with friends, people representing them, and then the beach in the background. It was, and the thing is with this past weekend on this area in New Jersey, it was actually supposed to be cloudy and rainy on this day. But as you can see, it wasn't. It was about as beautiful weather as you could possibly get it. Yes, it was a little bit cool. Still, I think it was just like low 70s. So it turned out fine for that afternoon, and the wind was still pretty strong. But besides that, it was absolutely a perfect setting for a wedding there. And then this is Sunday after. This is my son, my wife taking a photo of him. This is in the boat, and this is when the boat was going out to the ocean to see the dolphins and the whales. And like I said, my son got so inspired. He started when we got home. He likes to do his like drawing, and he's got a little easel for that. I need to get him a bigger easel to draw bigger photos, or bigger drawings. But with the easel he has, he just started drawing and inspired from what he experienced, you know, last Sunday, being on the boat. It was his first time on a boat, first time watching whales. Okay, and again, there's us on the beach again, going back to a different photo. And then this is bride and groom's first dance there. And again, this stuff isn't in sequence. But Joe and Jill really set up things really, really nice there for the wedding. It was wonderfully constructed. It was pretty nice. And then of course we got their tails with Joe Crazy there, and that's my son there. Getting a photo, you know, there. Had to make it there for that photo, but that's pretty much all I have for the photos side of things. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun to be there, to be invited, and to take part of that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here and close this out for the night. How about we do that? Gonna do that. Okay. So I hope Meloman Studios, you're still on to see that, to see those photos. I do. I'm like now 10-15 minutes over when I wanted to shut down, so I'm gonna shut down for tonight. And if you didn't catch those photos, we'll just watch them on rewind, because I show them, like I said, and I thank Joe for inviting me and my family out there for the weekend. It was well worth taking the time to go out there, have a little mini vacation, spend time with my family. And now I'm just going to focus back a little bit on the YouTube side of things. Soon we're going to have Source in the mail. Gonna be doing unboxings on that soon. Oh my goodness. And then other Heroscape things coming out in the next few weeks is going to be fun. June's going to be a fun month. Catching up with that, even though I can't make it to Renegade, I can't do a Renegade Con stream, unfortunately, but we'll talk more about that as these weeks continue. But with that, I do thank you all for watching, commenting, helping me through these paints. Again, just a little bit at a time, and everything just starts improving that much better. But with that, yeah, there's one thing I'll say. This Sunday there will be a ToV podcast. We're going to be reading through more Thorman's journals, and continuing our read through the ancient lore of classic Heroscape there. So we'll be doing that this Sunday. Hope to see you all there. Justin says, well, I finished touch-up prime job. Okay, on the Bears. So I'll call it a night with you. Absolutely, Justin. Thank you everybody for watching, for your support, and for your comments here, keeping the chat active. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see all of you, well, hopefully this Sunday, for another ToV podcast. Night now. Bye bye. Oh, what was that? No Renegade Con stream? That's it. So Heroscape is now my favorite Heroscape streamer. Just kidding. Have more personality. Well, thank you. No, Justin. Unfortunately, I thought, and I'll do this before I sign off. I said a couple times tonight, but I thought that they were going to be doing Renegade Con on the the week after, or the week after that, not the first weekend of the month. Because they didn't do that last year. Last year was the second weekend of the month. And unfortunately, the first weekend of the month in June is my son's birthday. So I was planning to take that weekend off. I still am, to spend time with him and to do things together as a family for that weekend. Like you were saying earlier, family comes first. So I'm sticking to that. But we'll still do things. I'm still going to do a first look at everything that they end up talking about and releasing for that weekend, and then we'll do a ToV podcast recap like the weekend after for that. So not going to do nothing, but definitely not on that day or that weekend. So yeah. Anyway, again, you have a purpose in your life, find a pursuit, live. We'll see you Sunday. Bye. Bye. Bye.